the new hit list. I'm Angelina. I'm here with singer, songwriter, performer, three-time Grammy winner, Victoria Monet. How we feeling?
What's up? Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've been following you since the Made in China days, so I'm just so incredibly proud.
Oh,
I feel like you're just like finally getting the flowers that you deserve. Three Grammys. How does that feel?
it feels really, really great. It's like, when things have happened where it takes a long time to get somewhere, you value it even more. And so that's where I'm at. I feel super grateful. It wasn't handed to me. So it just feels extra special.
Yes. On My Mama. I feel like when fans heard this, we knew right away it was one of those ones. Um, I knew you talked about, when you first originally wrote it, you were dealing with postpartum. And I feel like when I first
hmm
heard that, I was like, how the hell did she even do that? But it's also a trip.
Yeah.
All My Mama is like daily affirmations. I'm in the mirror getting ready to that song about with my girls. So that kind of made it even that much more powerful. How did the song help you in that process? And like, what does it represent to you now?
I really think that what you say and what you hear seeps into your subconscious, even if, I think especially when you pair it with melody. Um, so that's why, when people talk about what you consume for, like with food, what you consume on TV, what you consume musically, all really matters because even in those moments when you're not thinking about it, your brain and your cells have like absorbed it. So when I wrote on my mama, I really was just trying to change my mind about myself and like make something fun. Um, and the more that I listened to it myself and sang it and like started rehearsing to the song, it just seeped into my subconscious. And I was hoping it did the same thing for other people because I do feel like the way that you speak about others and about yourself is what either comes true or how you present and how you appear. And the frequency that you vibrate on, it changes so much. So I was happy to be able to put out a song that had a positive message, but also doesn't feel like preachy. It doesn't feel like you have to do this and do that. It just kind of like fits in the club. You can have your fun, but also have a positive mindset about yourself.
No, yeah, it's totally not preachy at all. It's a fly record. Like you just feel like I feel like that girl when I hear it. You know what I mean?
Hey, I love that.
Yeah, Jaguar
Okay.
2 is just so good. I feel like this is grown Monet. Like, obviously, I love the first one,
Yeah.
but you really just took it to
Yeah.
like another level. I do want to talk about the range a little bit because, and this is horrible, by the way, but I feel like a lot of our favorite artists, like if they go through a breakup, we're like, okay, we about to get these breakup anthems or, becoming a mom,
Mhm.
getting married. I think I'm gonna get all
Mhm.
these lovey-dovey songs, but it kicks off with Smoke, which is just such a sexy, funky record. Then we got Party Girl, songs like All Right and Stop. Was that
Mhm.
like a priority for you? Like, how important was having that range on this album for you?
Well, when I create, I'm not really thinking too much about the final project and like trying to make sure that I hit every mark necessarily. I just really am genuinely picking my favorite songs that I've done. And a lot of times when I'm in the creative process, everything that I'm experiencing that day may not come out that day. I could be like, for example, like, all right, I didn't feel experience it the night before, me in a club and whatever. Like it was something in my subconscious that I had experienced that I brought with me that I just finally found the perfect music to bring that feeling to the surface. And so a lot of my songwriting and is not linear. So when you maybe if I do go through something, the next album may not particularly be just about that moment in my life, and it may happen like two albums now. So I kind of try and leave that freedom open to explore past feelings, future feelings, imaginative feelings, and present. So like it's just a full open scape of creative flow.
Yeah, I love that you were able to like be selfish in your songwriting with this one because we know I feel like after Jaguar it was like a little break and your pen was doing overtime for everyone, for so many artists. So we definitely heard that in Jaguar too. I want to talk about one of my favorite songs, Hollywood. It's such a comforting song. Also, I need to
hmm
know everything like just about working with Earth, Wind, and Fire. How did that collab even come about?
my gosh. So when I was doing Jaguar 1, I was referencing Earth, Wind, and Fire a lot. And I was telling my team and producers, like, I want to make something that feels like this, something that feels timeless, something that feels like it uses live instrumentation. And so I was talking about them a lot. And when I was deciding on the track list for Jaguar 2, Hollywood, we were just so certain that Earth, Wind, and Fire should be on the song. That was on our wish list. So I wrote it down when I was writing down the track list, like just to see what it looked like. My manager was able to make it happen through their team and let them hear my music, and they were down. So obviously a dream come true. Once you get into the studio with them, it's you're talking about legends. It can be pretty intimidating, but the way that they made me feel was like, now we're in the studio together on an even playing field, just as creatives, and we're able to like collaborate with certain notes and asking me questions, and it just felt really, really cool. And not every successful artist has that. um I don't know, that feeling. Like maybe some people become successful and they're like, well, the world is mine and you do what I say. They are the complete opposite, which I think
Uh,
has a lot to do with why the legacy has been so long, is that they're open and they even themselves out with whoever's in the room creatively. And it doesn't feel like, well, we're Earth, Wind, and Fire. So, you know what I mean? So
right.
I really admire that about them. And it helped me a lot in the process because I was very nervous. But I have it
That could
filmed.
be even more pressure too. Like, oh, you're asking me for direction? Like
That's true. That's true. But just the way I think their approach, they just have like this serenity about them, that they're just comfortable in their greatness, that they don't have to be intimidating to prove how great they are. And I think that's what it stems from, is that confidence.
that's so dope. It's such an amazing record. People don't talk enough about the transitions on this album.
Oh man, that D Mile really does his thing.
It's like it's truly when I put it on, like I have to hear it all the way through. You know what I mean? Um,
Love that. Thank you for listening from the top to bottom, because I almost like I know I heard about a point where Adele like took the shuffle button off of her album or something. And I was like, I wish I could do that, because I really want people to experience it top to bottom, even though by the time the album comes out, Smoke will have been out, Party Girls too. But the transitions in between make them unique and cohesive. So thank you for listening in that
no,
way.
and it makes those songs even better because it's like, oh, I had to have heard that song before I heard this song. You know what I mean? Like you really got to experience it in full. We talked about
Yes.
you getting your flowers finally, with the Grammys and just every like I feel like it's accolade after accolade at this point. Like it's so up for you right now. But something I personally saw before all that happened, was this past tour. I feel like so many people were like, oh, she is a performer, like through and through. Where does that
Yes.
performer aspect come from?
I actually started a dancer first in like junior high. My mom took me to this convention that was like our Kings basketball team halftime show. You can like pay $200 and have your kid perform in the halftime show. And she took me to this convention. And I went out there with the rest of the kids in my kid's jersey at halftime. And after I came off, the court, I was like, I love this shit. I want to do this so many more times. So I pursued dance, dancing in high school, in a dance group called Boogie Monsters. And so like a lot of my performances are dance based, and it's a super important element to me to bring to the forefront, especially in an R&B space. Um, because it's such good music to dance to. So I think I attribute my performance ability to my dance background.
No, amazing. And like I said, this tour totally proved that. Do you feel like you're in a space finally where you're not looked at as being underrated, or do you feel content with where you're at right now?
Well, I guess I feel like I've made it now, because I'm getting like Illuminati like
Oh,
assumptions,
oh
and I'm
no.
getting people are like, oh, she's the industry plant. I'm like, okay, negative comments. Here we go. That means we we made it. Because before now, everyone was like, you're underrated. Everyone was super nice. So I think when you get more people outside of your natural fan base, they're mean, and I'm like, instead of looking at it like, okay, I'm sad about these comments, I'm like, all right, this means we're reaching past my demographic, and it's good,
Yeah,
so
industry plan is crazy. I'm like, what?
I mean, I'm like, I did say it was a play on my Grammy speech, but I didn't mean like that.
Right. I'm done. No, and I love that you're from Sacramento. I know Sac is not the Bay, but we still kind of claim you. I was like, it's not
Thank
too
you.
far.
Thank you for that. We do have the same, like, similar cultures and things, but like, we can't claim the Bay because there's no Bay around us. So we're like, we're NorCal capital. We try to keep our name, our title correct in that. But I went to school with so many people from Oakland because I went at a time in high school where everyone from Oakland was moving to Sac. So
Mm.
we do have a lot of the same isms and like music taste and everything. So I do feel like NorCal has a world of its own for
Right. I
sure.
definitely, growing up, I feel like I would like be hated on Sac. You know, everyone was Mike Bibby fans and Kings fans, and I used to like call it Gotham City, but I recently went to Sacramento. It's coming up. Sacramento is so fun.
Yeah,
I love
it is.
Sacramento.
Yeah, it's up. It's up for Sac. I feel like I moved before the a real rising, so that's why I try to represent so hard because I feel like so many people are unaware how many talented people are there and like how eclectic the city is, well-rounded, like it's so beautiful too. So I always try to remind people like don't sleep.
Right, right, right. And I know if I was from SAC, I'd be claiming you all day. I'd be like, we got Victoria Monet.
Yeah.
No, I love it though. So what is next for you? Because I feel like I'm so happy that you were like be able to be so selfish in this album and everything's coming for you right now. Do you still want to like it in the near future write for other people? What's next for you?
I feel like there's more of a open timeline on writing songs for other people. So I'm more focused on my artistry right now. My schedule doesn't really even allow for much else. Um, but I do eventually want to like get back into collaborating and writing with and for other people. But right now it's like Victoria Monet World. I've kind of done a lot of writing previously, so now it's like I'm flipping into a new chapter. So.
I want you to stay in your selfish era right now. So we're not going to get a Jaguar 3 though. Is this kind of the end of
No,
the
Jaguar,
series?
but I do want to put out a deluxe Jaguar too. So kinda, but
Ooh.
not Jaguar. Yes.
Okay, so fans can
So
expect a deluxe.
yes. Yes,
How
working on that
soon?
right now.
Do we know?
This year. It
Okay,
will be this
yay.
year.
Well, I'm so excited for you. You got to come back to the Bay and you got to come in the studio.
I would love that. You're not far from LA at all. So I
I
would
know.
love to
Girl,
come.
I'll fly out there and meet you too. Okay, I'm a party girl.
Hey.
Let's go. Well,
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. And yeah, you got to come to the Bay. I can't wait to see you again.
Thank you. I'll see you soon then.
All right, so nice talking to you. All
Bye. Thank you.
right.